The Sirens of Culebra. Beneath the starlit skies, the waters of Culebra Island shimmer like spilled ink, hiding secrets that echo through the tides. Locals speak of creatures both enchanting and terrifying, the sirens. These otherworldly beings are said to haunt the seas, their voices weaving songs so hauntingly beautiful that even seasoned sailors fall under their spell. For generations, these stories have persisted, casting a shadow of both wonder and fear over the moonlit waves. The legend begins as whispers carried by the breeze, fishermen who claim to hear the faint hum of songs at night. The melodies creep closer from the direction of the sea, intoxicating and otherworldly. At first, they seem harmless, even lovely, drawing a smile or a sigh from those unlucky enough to hear them. But soon enough, the climax arrives. Men who follow the siren's song speak of blackouts that feel like falling through darkness, their familiar surroundings lost in an instant. Some wake to find themselves inexplicably stranded on unfamiliar shores, while others never wake again. The bones of this haunting tale have been passed from one generation to the next by the people of Culebra. In hushed tones, elders recall eerie warnings spoken by their own grandparents. They urge caution to anyone who dares venture to the water's edge after sunset. There is the story of Mateo Vargas, a brave fisherman from decades past, who claimed he was impervious to superstition. One balmy summer night, he set out alone on his small dinghy, scoffing at warnings of bewitching spirits. But when Mateo returned, if one could call it a return, he was unrecognizable. He staggered ashore at dawn, muttering fragments of a song that no one else could hear. His eyes, once sharp and bright, were now clouded, as though his soul had drifted somewhere the rest of him could never follow. Mateo never again stepped near the ocean. He refused to explain what had happened that night. The song had taken something from him, or, perhaps, left a part of him beyond the waves. The true mastery of the sirens lies not merely in their voices, but in their ability to slip into the minds of those they choose. Some describe hearing their own names, spoken tenderly, hidden in the folds of the song. Others swear that the music feels tailored, like it knows exactly what cracks lie within their hearts, and dares to prise them open further. Take, for instance, the tale of the merchant captain who claimed he was beckoned not by the usual women's song, but by the voice of his departed wife. Overcome by the sound, rich with the love he mourned, he supposedly leapt into the ink-black waves, chasing the phantom chords into the abyss. His crew refused to search for him once the quiet settled, too shaken by the voices they claimed to hear after his disappearance. "The sea doesn't give back what it's stolen," one of them later mumbled in a fevered state. Cynics are quick to dismiss the legend as nothing more than auditory illusions carried across restless tides. The lull of waves, the cry of winds, they can shape melodies by accident, can they not? But skeptics are quickly hushed by those who swear they've endured the piercing terror of the siren's call. Survivors, although few, speak of a sickly sweetness to the notes, thick and invasive like honey that drowns instead of nourishes. What makes the legend so chilling is its ambiguity. Are the sirens guardians of the deep, warding intruders away from something mortal eyes were never meant to see? Or are they predators, feeding on the dreams, desires, and fears of those who stray too far into their domain? The air of mystery only deepens the shroud of fear, or fascination, surrounding the myth. Perhaps the strongest lessons are those told not through written accounts, but through superstition, with caution etched into the very habits of locals. On Culebra Island, you will scarcely find anyone willing to linger too long on the shores after nightfall. They pack their nets and boats by twilight, hurrying to safety beyond the reach of the creatures that flutter just beyond human comprehension. The mystery of the Sirens of Culebra lives on as folklore that refuses to die. Their songs echo in the stories of fishermen and in the imaginations of every visitor who dares to stare too long at the glistening waters. Whether guardian or predator, fact or fleeting illusion, one thing remains certain: when the melodies rise on the wind, leave the waters far behind. Engaging the spellbinding nature of the unseen, the Sirens of Culebra immerses folklore enthusiasts in a tale where myth and reality blur under the moonlight. Will you listen to their song, or will you escape before their haunting chords pull you into oblivion?